भाई को
Yes,
प्रॉब्लम है
brother. I never showed my face then, but I felt like that it's my obligation to, let you see me. So how things are, brother?
not so it's no problem. Okay, just carry on, brother. Floor is yours. We want to listen from something from you, no matter where it goes. Freedom
No,
of speech.
I'm not usually a very much of a public speaker, and I grew up very introverted personality, and although মানে আমি ইংলিশ বাংলা মিলিয়ে বলবো, so it is not a continuous thing. There are brothers যারা নাকি বাংলাতে কথা বলতে
I think,
অভ্যস্ত,
brother, your net is giving little problem, distorting. The sound is.
তাই না?
Hmm.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay right now. Yeah, I'm listening. It's very nice.
I was thinking about the battery charge, but it's pretty much in the 80s
Oh,
range. So I
really?
think,
Oh, I haven't seen
yeah.
yet, you know. Oh, you have noticed it now? I have just remembered that I have to change my battery. It's still, well, I'm going to give the charge,
Oh my
no,
God.
because the battery charge is a matter.
You
And
will
no,
be,
I had to suffer a lot that day, All of a sudden,
oh no, that's for sure, brother. That's
that's
for
okay.
sure.
Yeah, carry on. Yeah, brother, carry on. Tell something
না,
else.
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমরা আমরা আসলে মানে
Ji.
দেখা যায় যে একটা একটা জায়গায় যখন people gather up,
Hmm.
there are some positive vibe, with it. And আমার কাছে লাগে যে these positivity should be, you know,
Hmm.
enriched or should be encouraged. And আমার
Yep.
কাছে লাগে যে we should hold on to these things. এবং
Hmm.
এটার একটাই মানে ভাবেই আমরা এটা করতে পারি, সেটা হচ্ছে by continuation, just like the way Gnostics do. Although they're doing it absolutely for the sake of this dunya,
Hmm.
but they're continuously coming online and taking their positions. But
That's.
when it comes to Muslims as a unit or as a united force,
Hmm.
we always find that some elements come into and try to distort or destroy the whole essence of it. And wherever মানে আমার কাছে লাগে যে আমাদের মধ্যে যত পিউরিটি থাকুক না কেন, ওই পিউরিটি গুলো আস্তে আস্তে কিরকম যেন ম্লান হয়ে যায়। আমরা গ্যাদার আপ হওয়ার পরে অনেক এনথুজিয়াজম থাকে, আমরা এনথুজিয়াস্টিক থাকি, বাট এট দ্য সেম টাইম আমরা দেখি যে আমরা মানে সামহাউ লুজ দ্য 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 আমি জানি না
The
এটাকে কি
tempo,
বলে
the
আমার।
the tempo, the vibe, whatever
Hey,
you
that
say. Yeah.
tempo. Exactly. That vibe that I basically said. We kind of lose it. We never feel like that it should be the same thing that we will be, fighting for the day next that we have fought for the day, I mean, the day before. আমার কাছে
Right.
দুই তিন দিন এরকম ভাবে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি আমরা করতে পারি কি পারি না, কনফিউশন তৈরি হয়। এটার জন্য আমাদের রিয়ালিটি এবং বাস্তবতা অনেক ক্ষেত্রে দায়ী। And
Right.
especially I'm talking about the people who live in poorer country rather than very rich countries such as in Europe or in America.
Yeah, that's a
Mm.
problem. This
Hmm.
problem of our unity in the Muslim community is actually thus far we are suffering a lot. We are not united, but we say, but our Allah said that you get united as hold the rope of Allah strong. But whenever we try
Absolutely.
to get united, there's some egos and other materials comes into mind, and I think this satanic kind of things just make us get divided and you're right that from the at first we feel we just become very much spontaneous and very much enthusiast, but in the passage of time we just try to fall into the law of diminishing utility, that. So we just try to
Absolutely.
yeah, we don't get so much enriched, so much enlightened, so much boosted to go for the next, to
Hmm.
go for the next. Suddenly it
Right.
happens, but it shouldn't. We must be united in each and every sphere of our life because we Muslims are like one body. This Allah said that you Muslims are just one body. If If a Muslim brother or
Absolutely.
sister get affected, then you should feel the pain. But what we are doing, we are inflicting pain at each other instead of following the Quran. So the Quran and
Absolutely.
Hadith
And
is there. Yeah.
yes, yes, absolutely, brother. And আমি আরেকটা জিনিস বলতে চাচ্ছি আমাদের মধ্যে
Mm.
already depression ঢুকে গেছে. It is not only with us. The whole world is kind of depressed. We're not
Yep.
as happy as we used to be like 10 years before or 20
Mm.
years ago. It
Right.
is not the same scenario. We I mean I don't know. Maybe many of the generation that happened in the time of Vietnam Wars. I don't know whether you were still there in America at that time,
No.
particularly or not. But America basically went through some kind of traumatic, situation at that particular
Right.
time when people were protesting against the war, and this has become so normal. I mean, these days, the war, the chaos, it's all
Exactly.
happening even within the society, outside. I mean, country-wise, with a sense of country. I
Right.
mean, in the name of freedom, these things all happen. I mean, it's a kind of chaotic kind of situation. And this
Exactly,
generation
sir.
will learn to live through our, survival instinct rather than more of a relaxed or I
On
mean
a
relaxed
idealistic
fashion.
way, or moralistic, right? In a relaxed fashion. Hello.
Right. তো
Yeah.
আমার আমার কাছে লাগে কি যে আমাদের এই জেনারেশনটাও সবসময় জেনে আসছে যে মানে আমাদের চারপাশে শুধু ওয়ার থাকতেই থাকবে এবং এটার কোনো শেষ নাই, এবং আসলে কিন্তু তাই, এবং আমরা চেষ্টা করেও কেন জানি এটা এই এই একটা গোলক ধাঁধা থেকে মুক্তি পাচ্ছি না সামহাও।
পাচ্ছি না
আমার কাছে
somehow.
লাগছে
Right.
হ্যাঁ।
From
এবং
after the dismantle of Russia, I mean the communism, all of a sudden
হুম,
we the peoples thought that now a situation will calm down because the conflict between the two superpowers has just ended. But another kind of problems arise, and it increased day by day. The Americans politics, I want to say that they try to make some kind of reign of terror. Uh,
absolutely.
inside the innocent people of the Americans. They themselves are scared about, in the name of religion or all these things, the Muslims, their attackers, suicides, all this, just for the sake of their war, to have some money in the well-rich countries, in the geopolitically important countries. They want to invade that. So they created some kind of ghosts. And from that time on, the general people, I mean, the European general people, they are not in peace. They're suffering. They're paying their money for the unnecessary in a war. What the American, I mean, group of industries, I mean, the corporate interests are doing, they're massacring the rest of the world, and they are portraying in their CNN and their, I mean, I should say, the embedded journalism through their embedded journalism. Oh, they are shaitan, they should be killed, unless otherwise you will be killed. Shoot or get
Right.
shoot. This is kind of
Absolutely.
happening right now. And what we Muslims are instead doing, what are we doing? We are getting divided day by day. We are competing. I mean, we are trying to develop our weaponaries with our neighbor. But Saudi Arabia is doing now. Now it's supposed to be a very good friends of the rest of the Muslim countries. But instead of that, they are very much keen to hold their their kingdom. What's the problem? Is this Islam?
Right.
I just don't understand what the hell is going on among the Muslim communities. Right,
I
brother.
mean, we are so confused that even staying in Muslim countries, we cannot speak out our minds. That's the thing. I mean, we as majority, we don't have any rights. We go door to door, but this secular system always preferred the minorities, and this is the biggest business that they have ever done with their
Exactly.
political system. They take the
Exactly.
part of minority as if they're taking part of one of the poorest community, one of the weakest community, and they eventually become stronger towards the majority. They become harsh towards the majority, and these arguments are already there. I mean, it is so. I mean, not to see. I mean, it would be so foolish
Hmm.
that not to be seen all these changes that is happening over the last 15 years period of time. I
Hmm.
mean, the governments are changing so fast. I mean, they're taking shapes almost like they're identical to each other. They don't carry any
Hmm.
any nationalistic, the image that they want, that we carry, we try to carry as citizens, right? They
Exactly.
are so more like, I mean, alike. They are more in terms of being harsh, in terms of, the law and enforcement should be there all the time, the security, homeland security. I mean, these rulers have become more insecure, although they possess most power in the world. They've got army backing them. They've got law enforcement backing them. But somehow they're the most insecure people on earth. I mean, our farmers don't require that much of security, that level of security. Our farmers, our teachers, our lawyers, our students, they don't. They come and go hand in hand, every day, day in, day out. They don't require this kind of, they don't feel that they require that this kind of sense of security, day in, day out. But why the
Yeah.
rulers always have? I'm not saying that, I maybe my point towards the rulers becomes, pointed as like very
Hmm.
harsh as the normal
No, no,
social,
it's okay.
you know.
Actually, we are experiencing nowadays, right? Each and every, in politics, those who are coming to the power or those who are trying to come to the power, engage in the politics, they are putting so much items in their plate that they can't digest. I mean, they're just trying to, they themselves are radicalized, and when they coming to the power, they have to depend on the radicalized mentality and psychology. These kind of things are happening even in the Europe right now, in the America right now. You see in the India, it has been practicing secularism for a long, long period of time. All of a sudden, oh ma, this is a radicalized Hinduism has come. Right now, they are trying to change the historical history, and even we can talk about our country and other countries. All are radicalized. You see, so they are radicalizing the psyche of the general people.
Exactly.
This is what is happening.
Exactly.
Exactly right. So that is there is the restlessness. They themselves are insecure because they know that we have done a lot of things, massacring things for the sake of power or whatever. I don't know whether it's for their economy, mercantile interest. I mean, is has politics become economic? I mean, a kind of business for them. I think it has become totally a business for the politicians, totally business minded, and they are trying to they are affiliated with big shots, and so they need to go for war or whatever they want for the sake of money, for their own investment, and they don't bother about any morality, any kind of humanity. So they just want to uh, uh, pull back their bank accounts here and there, and for the sake of that, they're using the religion, they're using the humanity, they're exploiting each other. This is
I
a
mean,
kind
I
of
think the whole
hmm,
whole
hmm,
culture and brother, I
yeah.
think the whole culture of nationalism
Hmm,
and bordering uh, the whole earth into different identities.
hmm,
Yes, there are different cultures. Yes, I mean we used to. I mean we speak in different languages, of course,
hmm,
but creating an artificial border. I mean, pointing out in front of
hmm,
you that hey, you are a Bangladeshi, hey, you are a Pakistani, hey, you're an Indian, hey. I mean, even if somebody does not understand, he still lives on that land. For Allah's sake, come on, you go and take their, necks and try to turn on your cause, that hey, unless or until you don't understand the sense of nationalism, the
hmm.
sense of nationality that you carry, you're not anymore. I mean, that is the hostility that brings in the name of nationalism. I don't understand how that helps unifying human beings after all. I mean,
Right.
if a farmer goes, I mean, from Bangladesh to
Hmm,
India or India to Pakistan, they will somehow manage to communicate if it comes to the point of farming, right? They they don't necessarily need an extra identity to fulfill their requirements. I mean, a farmer will definitely understand. A scientist will definitely understand the the language of another scientist, no matter where they come from, right? I mean, in one hand, they're pushing the majority of the people. I'm sorry. Whether I'm
No,
sounding more,
no,
I'm
it's okay.
political, but it's all part of concepts too. I mean,
Right.
nationalism, it is a concept, no matter how much, political brush you brush on it. I mean,
Exactly.
and we always tend to be the weakest form of nature, like as if anybody comes with power, we just have to, shove it down through our throat. We just
Yep.
have to take it, as if even if we did not agree with them, we just have to take it. I
We
mean,
have to just take it.
financially, what have we developed?
Yeah.
Financially, these are the very few elite family that grew, I
Hmm.
mean, in billions and trillions.
Hmm.
There are few people, there are few elites.
Hmm.
And we, general people, we never stood up for our own rights. That is the
Hmm.
most pathetic thing. And that is why I think when I say atheists and when they talk about atheism and kind of rebelling against the society, they feel like that this is a kind of fashion, this is a kind of, saying their voice out or bringing their voice out. It also has a sort of anger in them, staying with a such subjugated, society. They kind of bring out this anger um, by by altering their identity. I mean, if I rebel because I've
Hmm.
been following Islam for so long, my father has been following Islam for so long, and my granddads have been following Islam for so long, and nothing has changed. Maybe there's something wrong with Islam too. I mean, that's how
Yep.
they end up being in such conclusion. I mean,
Yep.
it's so ridiculous. And this is why I say that the big picture, the secular community are playing and staying behind the curtain. They always tend to bring up this argument or this agitation amongst them so that we rebel more and
Hmm.
question more than put our action into a productive kind of, facilities, or trying
Hmm.
to alter our and change the reality.
Yeah.
These Gnostics actually cannot change their reality. They will babble all day
Hmm.
long, months and years. They will keep on babbling. And I've been hearing about that Salman Rushdie. I mean, when I was a
Hmm.
kid, Salman Rushdie and this Taslima Nasrin and
Hmm.
this guy Ajad, Humayun Ajad. I
Hmm.
mean, they've been doing it. They've been babbling, but how much
Yes.
of the world's conditions they have actually, literally could change the situation of the world. They could
Okay.
not change the people of power, that they have changed their faces. I haven't seen any new faces came to power. I have seen a lot of new puppets that have changed their faces in
Hmm.
times. But
That's true.
so that's why I say that নাস্তিকতা আমাদের দেশে কিংবা এই সাবকন্টিনেন্টে যেরকম ভাবে আসে, it
Hmm.
is more like a fashion. It is more like a showing a alternate identity, and kind of তাদের যে রাগটা থাকে, তাদের যে rage that they
Hmm.
carry, witnessing their, insufficient, what do you say, society doesn't work, this doesn't work. আমি একটা মানে কি বলে, গ্যাসের লাইন আনতে গেছি, ওই
Hmm.
গ্যাসের লাইনের জন্য আমাকে 100 পয়সা দিতে হইতেছে। My father is poor, আমাকে পাঠাইছে যে যা ওটা ঠিক করে নিয়ে আয়। I go there
Hmm.
as a normal human being. Hey, come on, fix it.
Hmm.
I brought the money that you require, but they're asking for more. I mean, that's the kind of thing. Taxes, inflation, it all comes one after another, and it carries on, and nobody blames secularism for it. We've been ran by a secular system for like 100 or 200 centuries. I mean, 200 years.
Yep.
And nobody bothers to point finger at them. I mean, that's the irony that I see. That's the question that I want to raise. Whenever
See,
I mean talk, that's the basic thing that we have to bring it up.
exactly. That's a very interesting and a very comprehensive point that you have brought right now. Though we are Muslim, though we are Hindu, though whatever we are running the system. We have been driven by the systems, been led by the secular mode of thinking, and that's actually destroying us. That's discriminating. That is creating all these kind of problems, ups and downs. From the religious point of views, there is a conflict always. Hindu Muslims in this subcontinent and
Right.
rest other countries,
Exactly.
black and white, all these problems. And there,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, there's the Hindu minorities of Bangladesh. They are feeling that, oh, we are suffering. They are suffering because of the system. Uh, because the way the people, are being driven by the political system, some political parties try to capitalize them, and then the next political party comes when they try to, punish them, because it's a political game, and they are the rage. What you are saying, the rage that, oh, this is Muslim-dominated area, and these Muslims, they are the problems for our this misery, and that's the hate is coming into their hate, and they are trying to relinquish this hate in the form of abuse or other things. The same thing is happening in the India and other some countries. So it's a big game. It's been played there. Uh, they're not a personal Muslim, not a personal Hindu who is following his religion is not a bad
Right.
person. Whenever he is politicized, whenever he is radicalized, he becomes enemy for the opponents. So these things are
Right.
happening
Right.
all over the
Exactly.
world. Yeah.
না আমাদের সমাজেও আছে ভাইয়া যে আমরা
Mm.
কাইন্ড অফ ইসলামটাকে খুব ইমোশনালি নিয়ে নিছি এবং এই
Mm.
কারণে আমাদের মধ্যে কনফিউশনটা আমরা এটা নিয়ে আলোচনা করতে চাই না হোয়াট এভার দি কনফিউশন দেয়ার ইজ উই ডোন্ট
Mm.
লাইক টু ডিসকাস মাচ বিকজ উই ফিল লাইক দ্যাট এটাও কাইন্ড অফ যার যার ধর্ম তার তার কাছে আমি জানি
Mm.
না ইসলাম তো একটাই একটাই ওয়ে অফ লাইফ সো এটা
Mm.
যার যার ধর্ম তার তার কাছে এটা হয় কিভাবে বরং আল্লাহ সুবহানাহু ওয়া তাআলা সেপারেট করার জন্য অন্যান্য গোষ্ঠীর থেকে অন্যান্য রিলিজনের থেকে এটাকে
Mm.
সেপারেট করার জন্য উনি বরং এই আয়াতটা নাজিল করেছেন যে হেই ইসলাম ইজ ডিফারেন্ট বাট দোজ হু বিলিভ ইন ইট শুড বি
Mm.
ইউনাইটেড শুড বি আন্ডার ওয়ান কমান্ড এখন আমরা করি কি নিজেরাই এত ইমোশনালি এটাকে এত ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালিস্টিকলি আমরা নিয়েছি দ্যাট আই
Mm.
ফিল লাইক দ্যাট আমাদের ওই ওই ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল সার্কামস্ট্যান্সেস থেকে আমরা এটাকে খুবই নিজের মতন করে দেখি এবং এটার মধ্যে আসলে আমরা খুব মানে মানে বিপদ আসলে খুব বেশি রাগ দেখাই বাট এট
Mm.
দ্য সেম টাইম যদি আবার ইসলামও বলে যে প্লিজ হেল্প প্লিজ ইউনিফাই তখন আর আমাদের সেই সিমিলার ইমোশনটা ডাজ নট ওয়ার্ক দ্যাট
Hmm.
মাচ
Right.
এবং এই জিনিসটা আমার কাছে মানে খুব ভয়ঙ্কর লাগে যে আমরা কেন এটাকে এরকম ভাবে নিতে পারছি না এনিওয়ে ব্রাদার
Mm.
আলহামদুলিল্লাহ that I could speak out very there মানে many brothers waiting I guess I hope that I will talk again inshallah if I get any chance and there are brothers
Inshallah,
who
brother.
are willing to Bilal Khan is waiting for you Mujib brother Mujib
No, I think so. So, brother, it's very nice to have you here and or to learn something. And actually, it's a kind of very fruitful discussion. We have to go in deep to understand psychology. I mean,
absolutely
why it's happening? What is the root cause behind all these things? What we are we are frequently seeing may not be the true reason. There may have something cause, as well as talking about causal effect. There may have some cause behind it.
true
So let's we try to uh, solve the situation, solve the root cause. So automatically the outcome,
exactly
in consequence, what we are suffering may be resolved in time, in the passage of time, by the mercy of Allah,
exactly
inshallah. So thank you very much,
exactly
Jazakallah. Jazakallah ta'ala. Assalamu
no
alaikum
problem brother you
warahmatullahi.
take care of yourself
Yes, sure. Yeah, same brother. Huh? You're welcome here. Anytime, bro. Our brothers. Okay, thank you.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.